Welcome, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy TIMBP Live. We are live and alive. My goodness gracious. Welcome in. Welcome back. We are here. I am Perry, the host of This Is My Bourbon podcast and your Thursday night guide for TIMBP Live. Hope you've been well. Hope you've had a swell week. Hope it's not been too busy. Hope you've been able to enjoy it. Hope work's been not too stressful. Hope you've enjoyed bourbon appropriately. Hope you've taken care of yourself as well. That's important. I don't say that enough at all. And if you're here and you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you're watching on the replay, thank you so much for being here. Hit that bell notification so you know when I go live. And when new episodes of the podcast go up every Wednesday at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. What's going on? Something's happening with my... it doesn't matter. Nobody else can see it. And if you haven't listened to this week's episode yet, or if you have... Actually, if you have, let me know what you think about the new format changes to the podcast. Not major, but different enough, I feel like, that warrant me asking people about it. Felt like after 330 some odd episodes, it was time for something to change a little bit. Felt appropriate. It was time. It was time for a little bit of a change. Change was in the air. Felt good. Tony Benavides all the way in sunny Florida is here. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Long time. So, it's been a long time, but I am happy to see you, man. Also, Justin Fisher's joining in. Soon to be a Dallas resident. Got to hang out with Justin for a little bit on Saturday night. At Pivot Brewing in Lexington, Kentucky. As we said farewell to Justin. Justin, for anybody who doesn't know, was one of my band directors in high school. And Justin's moving on. Also, Daphne, kicking things off for us. Daphne's, excuse me. A new chatter. Also, Poor Folks. Hello, Poor Folks. Slancha from Cali. Good to see you, Poor Folks. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the fam. Darren, hola. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hope you're well, friend. Good to see you. Man, it was so great to see you too, Justin. It had been way too long. I genuinely, and catching up with everybody else there too, made me realize I don't know when the last time I had seen you was. It's funny because when most people leave high school, it is very rare for them to see the people who were their instructors in high school. And I am fortunate enough to have had very good relationships with the people who were my instructors in high school. And I think a lot of that had to do not just with the fact that I was and have been for a long time, an old soul, and very mature. I was a very mature kid growing up. So I was able to communicate at a different level with my instructors. But just I had teachers who were very accepting of who I was, and wanted to keep up and see where I would go and grow the older I got, and that was very nice. And so it has been very nice to continue to be friends with people that I have known for a long portion of my life, you know, and a lot of them have wound up being teachers that I've had in high school too, which is crazy, and it's very cool. So just a nice, a unique relationship that I think a lot of people might not have. But I could be, you know, my opinion could be skewed. I don't know. My views are always, you know, it's just it's based on my own experiences, I would say. But regardless, it was very good to see you for the first time in a long time. So, anyway, Connor Kirkpatrick, what is up, my friend? Howdy, y'all. Cheers, Justin. Welcome to Dallas. There you go, Justin. There's another Dallas connection for you to have as well. Connor was just in for the meetup a couple weeks ago as well. Yet another new, first in person new face, but Connor's been around for quite some time with the TIMBP family, but it was good to finally meet you face to face, Connor, for sure. Haven't poured anything yet. I haven't had anything to drink. I've had very little to eat today too. I made the odd choice this morning to go on a fast today. So all I've had really today were was just water and a sleeve of like some crackers. And then I had a little bit of some soup broth earlier. So I'm gonna be taking it lighter on pours tonight. It's not that I'm, you know, going to be doing particularly high proof pours either, considering everything's going to be dusty. But I just, you know, in the process of losing weight, and I was like, you know, I don't really need to. Darren with the $5 Snuffy Chat, just because. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. I'll talk about Snuffy Chats here in just a moment as well. I appreciate that. Always appreciate Snuffy Chats. But you know, I feel like, and if I really need to eat, you know, I will. I'm starting to feel faint or whatever. But I've got meat on the bone to spare, I suppose. And if I'm trying to lose some weight, I think I can go a day without 3 square meals. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm crazy. But I don't know. I don't feel bad at all. I actually feel kind of nice. I don't feel so weighed down. I feel like I'm quite light on my feet today, which is crazy. And also very clear-headed, just in terms of like, I'm you know, taking it light on pours tonight. Not that I won't be drinking, of course, as I said, but we will still be enjoying stuff. But anyway, as I said, Darren, thank you for the $5 Snuffy Chat kicking things off tonight. Snuffy Chats, if you do not know, are our method of super chatting. If you also want to be like Darren and you want to support TIMBP Live, you can do so by heading to the link that is either in the pinned comment at the top of your chat, whether you are watching on YouTube or on Twitch, or the Stream Elements link that is in the description below. And let me angle the camera a little bit more towards Mr. Snuffleupagus so it's not just the professor. There we go. Big Vic's Backyard BS. Cheers, y'all. What's up, Perry? Missed you, buddy. Vic, it is so good to see you. I hope you have been well. I have missed you, too. But Snuffy Chats go to support not only TIMBP Live and This Is My Bourbon podcast in general, but also the patron saint of TIMBP Live. That is Mr. Snuffleupagus back here. He is hungry. He does require some food and some eating because he's a growing boy. Look at him. He's our main man. My hot. What's the line from? It doesn't matter. Anyway, if you can't support, that is completely fine, but I always do appreciate it. It means the world if you all are able to do so. Like I said, it's our method of super chatting on the channel when we do live streams. I packed and moved boxes all day. Finally ate some food, so this first pour bourbon is sitting right nice. And you said you were drinking Jim Beam Black 7 year too, which is awesome. Oh, and also if you do super chat or Snuffy Chats, your message, just like Darren's, it's going to be up here on the top left-hand side of the screen. So that's all my intro stuff. I think you all know the deal for plugs and stuff. It's in the description below. See you in Matt Madness? Yeah, dude. I haven't seen the lineup or the schedule or anything yet. So I don't even know when Matt Madness is actually occurring, but I am looking forward to the competition one way or another. I gotta get on my mindset blind set. You know what I'm saying? Soon. What is this? What am I seeing right here? I'm seeing. Oh, it's my. It's my depression pills. I was like, why do I see what looks like a pill container right here? And my depression pills were just in shot, which is fun. Now y'all know. It's a big bottle, too. It's a 3-month supply, okay? They're not big pills. Anyway, I haven't seen the matchup list yet, and I haven't seen the schedule, but like I said, my mindset blind set. I got to get on it. I got to get training for Matt Madness sooner than later if I'm going to take this year seriously. But I am looking forward to it. Tony Bago Donuts. What's up, buddy? He's starting at Friday. Like tomorrow? Oh, shoot. Hello, Perry. I've been fasting daily for weeks, with the exception of Kentucky and Ireland, as well as a dry week ending Saturday night. The weight is coming off every time I get on the scale. There we go, man. Yeah, I think the fasting like one day a week is going to become a habit as well. It's always that first, like, I think I could do it, and then as soon as I try it once, I'm like, I can do that. That's no big deal. If I can just drink water and get some saltines, you know, I'm fine. Some soup broth, like bone broth or whatever. Good. I'm good. Anyway, let's get something poured up. I'll start with the lowest proof that I have, and this is a certified Dusty that is definitely, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but he made a post on Patreon. I'm not on Matt's Patreon. Matt, Vic, can you screenshot that and send it to me on Instagram real quick, please? Because I would like to see it. At the very least, I don't want to like leak it. I just am curious, or maybe I'll text Matt. Anyway, this I haven't seen this bottle on the shelf in years, and I think when I did see it, it was it was just like the very last, because I bought this bottle, and it is, I mean, it's quite dark for being 4 years and 80 proof, but Bourbon Deluxe? Has anybody had Bourbon Deluxe? Again, $15.49 for a handle. I've had this since maybe 2018? And I don't even know how old it was then. It's a plastic handle. Oh jeez. And it's still got the fun stopper in it. What do I mean when I say fun stopper for anybody who doesn't know? It's the pour spout. Now, I didn't coin the term fun stopper. That would be my little brother Dane. When he was in college, he started calling it the fun stopper. And during COVID years, or up until recently, I took the fun stopper out. Because, you know, who distills that? Justin, I think it was Jim Beam. Because I really don't... it says Frankfort and Claremont, Kentucky. Unless there's another distillery that's in Claremont that I don't know, but Jim Beam is the only distillery I know of in Claremont. But as far as I know, this is just a dead brand. I mean, it's just a straight up, like, non-existent brand these days. So, I mean, I could maybe compare it to... I mean, I've got a few bourbons to get through tonight, especially over the course of 2 hours. But I could maybe compare it to Jim Beam White Label and see how it stacks up. I mean, it could be their high rye, but again, like, it's quite dark for being 4 years old and 80 proof. And I have not had a pour of this in a long time. I mean, maybe since I opened the... Maybe once since I opened the bottle. It's gotten to the point where it smells dusty, too. Whew, that's funky. There's a lot of a true dusty. I've never heard of that before, though. Yeah, it's let me see if I can find any info on it real quick. Because this is definitely one of these... I don't just want to go with, like, the AI-generated information either. Oh, there we go. Bourbon Deluxe was sold to Beam in 87. There we go. Thank you, Jason. Also good to see you in the chat. But they don't make it anymore, right? Because, I mean, I haven't seen it on shelves in years. Unless it's, like, not a Kentucky... It's crazy there's not even, like, a Wikipedia page for it. Yeah, it's... I've not seen any. I haven't either. Ralphie did a review on it on YouTube 7 years ago. There's a Reddit review from 9 years ago. I mean, I can't really find any other... This is just a... This might have some actual... Hang on, let me go back to the Reddit review. I'm not expecting, like, an in-depth history, but where did the Reddit review go? Okay, well, the Reddit review has nothing. Oh, it was a link to a video. Okay. Well, there's nothing to it. So, I don't know. I don't really have any information on it other than the fact that what Jason said, that it was sold to Beam. So, that's fine. I mean, it's a very classic dusty nose. So, let's get into it. I could use a drink. Cheers, everybody. Happy Thursday. Thanks for being here for TIMBP Live. It's not overly complex. Everything about this reads kind of like, not quite like the light version of bourbon, but it is definitely in the realm of like toned down, if that makes sense. I think My Daily Bourbon could help with some info. He's a library for Dusties. That is true. Hello, Stacy. Cheers, Perry, and everyone. Good to see you, Miss Four Leaf Whiskey. Hope you are well. It's good to see you in the chat. Yeah, excuse me. The little bit of time that I've spent with it, and I think it largely is due to the fact that, because there is character to it, I think the proof is what's killing it more than anything. But it's not bad by any means. Oddly enough, there's a little bit of coconut, but it does have some butterscotch to it, primarily. Pine. There is quite a bit of peanut on it. I don't of course know what the mash bill is on this. Jason, do you have any idea? I'm going to look this up, see if I can look this up real quick. Beam distillate. Bourbon deluxe. Mash bill. This might be too specific for Google. Jason, thank you. I'm not. I really don't know what this mash bill is going to be, but I'm leaning towards the finish. Actually, is getting really nice. It's even going towards being super creamy. This is opening up really nicely. I can't believe I haven't had this in years. But I would lean towards this being their high rye mash bill. And it's not National Distillers. I mean, it's their own distillate. I don't know. It's bourbon Sherlock Holmes. I don't know. If Jason, if you can't find anything, I'm sure Chad, My Daily Bourbon, might know. Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews. My goodness gracious. It is a who's who of bourbon folks tonight. Dusty Dan, did you come in for the Dusty Pours tonight? Is that what you're doing? Maybe you know the Turn It Up Nothing so far. Yeah, I'm not getting much any. Dan, do you know what mash bill they used for the Bourbon Deluxe at Beam? Because we're not having much luck. It's actually I'm loving this more and more. You mentioned that you're doing a Dusty episode, a Dusty stream, and Dusty Dan's like, I'm gonna be there. It's like turning on the bat signal. He just... It's like if the bat signal had pheromones in it for, like, bat pheromones. But Batman's not a bat, is he? Bruce Wayne pheromones. This metaphor is getting away from me. It's Beam UPC or ND? I'm like 98% sure that it's Beam. Because I found it, I mean, I bought the bottle in like 2018 on the shelf. I would be so surprised if it were National Distillers. No, but okay, here's the thing though. Dan, it says Claremont, Kentucky on the label. Like, it wouldn't say National Distillers if it wouldn't be National Distillers if it said Claremont on it, right? That was how we knew earlier. That was how we came to that deduction. That's Beam, yeah. we 1 point for Gryffindor. Okay, but the question still stands. So, okay, so your 2011 Old Granddad says Claremont and Frankfurt. It's the low rye mash bill? Really? Jason says it's the low rye mash bill. Interesting. It is truly one of the most... Still Beam, yeah. It truly is one of the most full-bodied 4-year-old 80 proof low rye Jim Beam bourbons I've ever had. It doth not maketh the sense. 77 13 10. Is that... I know what... Hold on. Sorry. We're doing so much research tonight. Wait, 77 13 10. Really? Not 75 13 12? Interesting. Top Dog, what's going on? Happy Thursday to you too. Good to see you. I didn't realize that was on Blake's site or Blake's blog. It's very hard to say. Anyway, Top Dog, good to see you. Hope you're well. This is I mean, I was not prepared for the deluxe nature of Bourbon Deluxe. I will be very honest with you. It is age stated at 4 years old. Who's to say how much, what the age actually is on this? Tony B cracking a 9-year Baker's today. Smells delicious. I got one of those back here somewhere. Oh, okay, sorry. 8 year, 9 months. It's great, great single barrel though. Moving on. I guess I'll stick with the Beam distillate for a moment. This is another bottle. Whoo, this one's got cobwebs on it. And some literal dust as well. It's an Old Crow Reserve. Oops. 86 proof. I do not remember where I got this bottle. Might have been when I was living in Richmond, Kentucky. About 30 minutes south of Lexington. Again, Jim Beam distillate. This is a 1 liter. Golly. You know I haven't opened these in a while when the screw tops are difficult to get off. Oh, okay. Well. I said at the top of the stream I was going light, and here I am pouring a full ounce. So I'm going to have a half a dump glass. Picked up a bottle of new Green River Cask Strength. Definitely not disappointed. I am hoping to see that before we... Richmond, home of Buc-ee's. Love me some Buc-ee's. I'm hoping to see the new Green River Cask Strength before we record tomorrow afternoon so that we can review it next week. I ran into Liquor Barn today and I didn't have any luck, so we'll see. But I don't know. I've heard good things about it. I talked to Chad from It's Bourbon Night about it today as well, and I don't want to spoil their review, but he said they were pretty happy with it. So I hate to go around and spoil other creators' content. You know what I mean? All right, I guess I should switch out the bottles, shouldn't I? Old Crow Reserve. Again, certified dusty. They don't make it anymore. Also, sorry for just ramming my hand into the microphone. That's... Is it something about having the bourbon, having it in the plastic handle? Is it the microplastics? Is that what it is? Are the microplastics making the 80 proof 4-year-old taste better or smell better? Because the 86 proof in the glass bottle does not smell nearly as good. As the 40 proof or the 80 proof 4-year-old. That's why I didn't want to give tasting notes, but it's definitely one you have to pick up if you see it, especially at the price point, for sure. Yeah, I always try to avoid other people's tasting notes and reviews. If it's a wide release, you know. I've talked about this on stream before. Like Fred's review of Weller Millennium came out today or yesterday, and I'll watch that soon because what's the point? Why would I wait on that? Of course. But his thumbnail for it looked hilarious. It looked like he saw the face of Jesus Christ himself. Ooh. Okay. You can actually usually tell the majority of the time from the UPC if it's Beam or National Distiller. Beam UPC is 080686 and National Distiller is 086259. Now, there were times when the National Distiller era ended some whiskey stocks from Now, there were times when the National Distiller era ended, some whiskey stocks were blended in. Is there more to come? So this is from National. There we go. Okay, I got you now, Dan. That was Beam. Yeah, the both the Crow and the Deluxe are Beam for sure. And I don't have any other questions on these. Oh, we're blended into the Beam stuff. There we go. I got you now. Yeah. I don't have any more Beam stuff tonight, so I'm squared away on that. But thank you for the clarification. See, Dan. We need to just have you on for a dusty school-in episode. Like an actual episode of the podcast, not just a live stream. Get schooled on Dusties by Dusty Dan. Schooled on Dusties by Dusty Dan. Learn me on Dusties, Dan. It's become a thing now. Herbert has to make an appearance. Tater Dom wasn't even here for it. I play the hits for Tater Dom. It happened a lot with the OGD 114. Some of the first ones that Beam produced tasted totally different from the other stuff they put out. I would be honored to come on. Absolutely. After basically once we get into the second half of the year, we are going to be looking at getting it's not going to be like every episode for the rest of the year, but it will be more consistently like friends and interviews, so that we can get that rapport back up for the podcast, because that is something that we have slacked on over the past couple of years. So Dan, you're on the list, man. Yeah, this is a oddly enough, even at 86 proof, reads way more watered down. I definitely think that there's a lot more corn forward on the nose as well. I think there is just a lack of older stock that has gone into it. There's so much mint on the palate as well. Peppermint specifically. It's almost like just straight up peppermint ice cream. Yeah. It's good. It's not that it's bad by any means. It's just it lacks a depth of character to it that the deluxe had. And I really was not expecting the deluxe to be the one that set the pace for the evening, but here we are. Here we are, folks. What a surprise. All right, I think I'm going to stick with the same proof, but I'm going to move on to a wheater. What's wrong with this glass? Some smudges on it. Again, plenty of dust. It is Old Fitz Prime, but they do not make it in the 86 proof any longer. And this is another bottle that I have had for a very, very long time. I've had this bottle for 6 years, maybe? I mean, it's getting to the point where I need to finish it off. And I think that I bought this on secondary back in the day. And I'm mostly certain that it's not pre-fire Heaven Hill. But I do remember seeing it on secondary and being like, I think I need to have that in my life. Of course, now Old Fitz Prime is 80 proof. There's no longer the affordable bottled and bond option. Unfortunately, it's just the decanter series. I really do miss that affordable bottled and bond, the green label. I had exactly one bottle of it back in the day, and it did not last very long. I wish that I had made it last longer, because it was so incredible. And I found it, I still go in the same liquor store where I found it in hopes that either there will be another one there or that there will be more Dusty Bourbon there, but their supply of Dusty Bourbon has since run out, and their prices are much more expensive than they used to be. So times have changed, most unfortunately. It's a very green nose. Not young. Not like it needs time to age. But as Eric typically talks in, the Whiskey Mutant, as he typically talks with his synesthesia in colors, it's a very green nose. And that leads me towards, like, green apple. Specifically the, like, you know, the green apple suckers that you get around Halloween. Will there be any Maker's Poured tonight? I don't know, Tony. Will there? Not yet, though. Not yet, though. It's again with those green apples. You know what I'm talking about. I know what you're talking about. Do I? Is there something I'm forgetting? I don't know. I'm gonna keep talking about this old Fitz for a second. The longer that I have it in the glass, the more it's starting to go towards like good old Southern apple pie, too, with French vanilla ice cream as well. Which is, I'm not a big dessert person, but it's a good guilty pleasure. Yeah, gold wax. That's what I just showed on screen. What's going on, Chris? Good day from down under. Good day to you, buddy. Hope you and Lil are doing well. It's good to see you. Miss you guys. I'm sure we'll see you in just a couple months at this point. I'll have a very, very pregnant wife at that point. Not that I don't already have a pretty pregnant wife. She's just getting increasingly more pregnant as time is going on. As it happens, it's a good thing. You know? I know you can't see, Tony. I'm sorry. Lil's on a flight to Adelaide for work, currently staying overnight. Interesting. Sounds like a fun time. Oh, I got like a catch in my back. Had to pop real quick. Quick little drink of water, too. What's everybody else drinking? Be in Kentucky 3 times. That's crazy. How pregnant is she gonna get? I mean, hopefully all the way. Hopefully as pregnant as she is supposed to. If not, we'll deal with it. But I think I know I talked about this at the meetup, but you know, scheduling the C-section made the reality of the pregnancy all that more significant. So we're you know, you just got to take it day by day, man. She's doing great with it, though. I mean, really, really, she is. She will be happy to not be pregnant. And, you know, I know I've said this before, but this is our second. Hello, Emily Chambers. Good to see you. I couldn't help myself. It was completely fair. It was completely fair. This will be our second and our last kid as well. So she will be happy to not she walking like the penguins from Madagascar. No, not yet. Not yet. By any means. but she will be happy to not be pregnant again in the future as well, I think. And it's funny because, like, she said prior to being pregnant, she remembered really liking being pregnant. She is cute and cuddly, though, I will say. She is an adorable pregnant lady. She was the first time, and she is this time, too. She holds pregnancy really, really well. It's, yeah. But, you know, she said she loved being pregnant the first time. And I'm not saying that she is wrong, but you can definitely tell that, like, she is not enjoying it as much this time. Like, it's a little bit more difficult for her just in terms of, like, the function of it, because we didn't have a toddler last time. Like, it's a lot more demanding, just in having to get up and go and do stuff. So, and we were in a pandemic last time too. We were at home for the majority of it. So, it was a lot more downtime. Keep Snuffy fed. He can't snarf all the cabbages himself. Is that a plug for Snuffy Chats? Because if it is, that's a good time for it. Because if you want to support the show, you can do so by heading to the link that is pinned at the top of your chat, whether you are on Twitch or if you are on YouTube. Or if you want to head to the one that is in your description below, the Stream Elements link, you can support the show through that. That is our method of super chatting. It goes to support not only TIMBP Live, but our main man himself, the patron saint of TIMBP Live, Snuffleupagus himself. Chuck in a buck or two, support the show, feed Snuffy, feed your boy, feed my babies. We appreciate it. Really does mean a lot. Lucy had a toddler around the house. This time she has two. That's fair. No, I'm self-sufficient. I can handle myself. I am very... I feel like, and I could be wrong, I feel like I am very easy to live with. I don't ask... I always say to Lucy, I never expect for her to feed me, to cook for me, or to, like... Hi from Mobile No Tag Land, love you. Emily, thank you for being here. It's good to see you. I never expect her to, like, cook for me or anything. I just appreciate the fact that she does it. And she says she enjoys it. And I always say, thank you so much for doing it. I take it at face value. Always make sure to know that she is appreciated for it. We need the truth here. Grandpapa Ritter, please confirm. I don't know where Papa Ritter is right now. He's probably finishing up dinner himself. It's not quite 8 o'clock yet. Yeah. I think now, at least, growing up, I think I was a pretty... I mean, I played guitar. I played guitar pretty loud growing up. Now I save playing guitar for when nobody else is around, or when I'm using, like, I bought a mini guitar amp that I play very quietly if I'm playing electric. But I think I'm easy to live with. I don't think I'm a burden. I like to think I'm not. I'm not saying that's true. You think you're in town for game 1 and 4 for UK? Gotta wake my keyboard back up. I will be around for game 1. Game 4 is baby weekend. So we will make an effort to see you game 1 for sure. But Bourbon on the Banks I will not be around for. I will be taking care of new baby, Eden baby and mama that weekend. Swan and Eric will be recording that Friday as well, or that weekend. So the week after new baby is born, there will be a Swan Takeover episode. Max! Howdy, glad I managed to be free in time to catch some of the stream at least. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for being here for the stream. We'll, hey, we still got an hour left of the stream too, Max. So thanks for being free for at least another hour. Brandy and Fred are in for Bourbon on the Banks week. Like I said, I'm booked. Bourbon on the Banks week is baby week for me. That's baby on the knee week. Baby in the arms week. That's busy. Baby Perry's got baby busy week. In the hospital with mama in the baby week. As much as I would love to see everybody, though. We can spend time with Lucy then. That's fair. You think I'm gonna be in the hospital with just the baby? Give her some time away. That's funny. Yeah, it's gonna be me, Eden, and the new baby at home. Lucy, after a C-section, is gonna be going to to a bourbon festival. I'm sure that's the first thing she really wants to do, Chris. Because you know how much of a bourbon person she is. She'll be really neat. She'll be really ready for it. She'll be into it. I don't know. Oh boy. I'm gonna stick with the 86 proofer, but she can just come around to our Airbnb. That's fair. I'm gonna stick with the 86 proofer, but I'm gonna move back into rye bourbon territory. This bottle, shoot, I know for sure I got this one on secondary, but this bottle was from the 90s? This is a 86 proof Old Forester with a nice label on it, a sticker on it that says special. Old Forester, American Premium Whiskey, 4 years old. I've had this for a long time as well. I used to have and I might still somewhere, just a regular 5th. But I liked it so much I wanted to get a handle of it too. Apparently, I paid $50 for it. I don't know what this would go for on secondary now. Probably not much. Maybe a little bit more. I'm not sure. But I really did like this back in the day. Did I hear Omar's whiskey collection is going under auction finally? I did not hear that. When did that happen? Will there be a link? Not that I'll be able to afford any of it. But this edition of Old Forester from the 90s was my first Dusty ever, and I truly don't know. I'll send you the link to Cry Over Like I Am. Please do. I truly don't remember where I got the first bottle of it, the 5th. I can already smell the banana. The old faux banana. That is a chocolate. That's a banana split, man. That is straight up chocolate syrup drizzled all over it. Oh. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll enjoy at least looking at it, Chris. Oh, you just texted it to me. I will check that out in a little bit. But thank you for sending that to me, buddy. Joseph Brazo. What do you mean, what am I doing here? It's my live stream night. It's the night that I normally stream live. It's good to see you here, though. I hope you're well. It's good to have you. Missed you at the meetup and the live show. Goodness. Anyway, the old it's interesting. It's definitely not reminiscent of any like modern Old Forester. It's very tame. There's not a huge bite to it. I mean, it's smooth. Missed you very much too, buddy. Not blowing my balls off, as we would say. Hey, I wanted to also run over some stuff for anybody who is going to be around real quick, because it's not that I will be able to participate in too much of it, but there is quite a bit of information about next week being the first annual National Bourbon Week. in Bardstown, Kentucky, which does happen to be centered around not blowing wind up my skirt. Yeah. It does happen to be centered around National Bourbon Day, which is on June 14th. That is next Friday. But National Bourbon Week is taking place from June 11th to June 16th in Bardstown. There are an insane amount of events. We're going to kind of run through a few of them for those folks who are interested, or if you're curious about what's going to be taking place, if you want to plan a trip for next year as well. Maybe we could try to make something happen next year with the meetup. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Because we were talking about anyway moving the meetup weekend next year. And there are some other factors that we are considering with changing the meetup weekend to next year. So be on the lookout for that. But anyway, part of it, of course, is the release of the Bardstown collection, which is going to, of course, include the oldest Jim Beam ever in it, which we will talk about in just a moment. There's a big face here. It's Jeff Crow, the chairman of Bardstown Tourism. Just a big face. Hello, Jeff. I feel like I've met Jeff before. But here are the distilleries that are participating in the Bardstown collection. Preservation, Heaven Hill, Lux Row, Limestone Branch, Log Still, Bardstown Bourbon Company, and James B. Beam Distillery. Of course, the Jim Beam is going to have an almost 20-year-old bourbon in it, which I think is what most people are going to be the most interested in. I don't think that we know exactly how many bottles are going to be in it. I'm sure it's not going to be a whole lot. But I am the most curious about that. There's still plenty of other great bottles that would be available in this release. But, you know, if you're around, you want to try to grab it. I don't know why all of these links are crossed out. It's very strange. Are they all dead? How strange. Lux Row does need to release another Rebel 12 cast strength. I completely agree with that. Anyway, so this is very cool. I like the fact that this is yet another move towards celebrating bourbon through tourism in the state. We'll go through some of the events that are going to be happening this coming week. It's crazy the amount of stuff that is packed into it. I couldn't imagine trying to be a part of it all, but this is a good outlook for what we might be able to do. That explains a lot. Renee has next week off, and everywhere we tried to book in Bardstown was filled. There we go. June might work for me next year, as I will be doing a course all year, and we only have 4 weeks off to have holidays. There we go. Anyway, it looks pretty amazing. Tuesday, there's a Bardstown Collection release party and a celebration at Star Hill Farm for Bill Samuels with a special tour at Maker's Mark. Wednesday, there's so much. Oh, let me scroll back. I was kind of looking over it earlier. The Bardstown Collection for Preservation and Heaven Hill, those bottles are getting released. There is a double distillers dinner at Lux Row. It looks like the celebration at Star Hill is going on for a couple of days, or maybe it's happening all week. I think it's happening all week because I think his birthday is next week as well. There's a double barrel selection release and bottle signing happening at Pursuit. There's a sip and stroll happening at the Oscar Getz Museum in Bardstown next week as well. Thursday, Limestone Branch, Log Still, and Lux Row are going to be having their bottle releases for the Bardstown collection. There's going to be live music at Log Still as well, and food trucks. Claremont Supper Club featuring the Bardstown collection. There's going to be a bottle signing at Old Foe, excuse me. There's going to be a private tasting with the Angel's Envy Master Distiller Owen Martin. A bottle signing with Owen Martin as well. A concert with Dustin Collins at Larceny, I guess at Heaven Hill. Still an opportunity to do the Sip and Stroll at the Oscar Getz Museum. Friday is going to be the big release that I am sure everybody is going to be lining up for at Jim Beam. I think that the Bardstown release is supposed to be pretty interesting as well. I cannot remember what it is off the top of my head. Let's look at that real quick. Okay, it's not there. Hello, Jeff. Why is their release not being... Yes, I am. Over 21. Thank you. Okay. This is great. Anyway. No information there. Anyway. Beam and Bardstown are doing their release. There we go. Bill's birthday bash at Makers. Looks like. And then Freddie No is doing a bottle signing. And then next Saturday, Preservation has a cast strength brunch featuring the Bardstown collection. So there's plenty of opportunities if you want to try the Bardstown collection as well, if you're not able to actually get a bottle. There's going to be a Bourbon Street concert at... Oh, look, I can click and drag. That's nice. I'm going to start doing that. In downtown Bardstown, Bourbon Capital Academy. I don't even know what that is. Experience a course that delivers extensive bourbon knowledge and unrivaled heritage and history that only the bourbon capital of the world can offer. Learn the basics of bourbon from grains to stave to glass. So it's like a mini stave and thief class. Interesting. Fleetwood Mac tribute band as well. Rumors. I have a friend who plays with them from time to time. Opening night of Stephen Foster, the musical, at my old Kentucky home. Hooray. Sip and Stroll. And the Jay Mattingly barrel release and bottle signing in Bardstown. Oh, with the head of whiskey blending, Aaron Mullally. So it's not even Jeff. What a shame. And then Sunday, Heaven Hill Heritage Brunch, and you can still do the Sip and Stroll at the Oscar Getz Museum. So anyway, lots of stuff going on. And then, of course, June 14th is National Bourbon Day. We're actually going to be recording next Friday. So excited for that. Any of us actually going to be able to get a bottle of any of them? I would say likely not unless you're willing to overpay on secondary. But, you know. Oh, look, you can go to nationalbourbonday.com and learn everything you want to know about bourbon. Hold on. Does this look like a bourbon bottle to anybody? That's Glenlivet. NationalBourbonDay.com. Caught in 4K. Look at this. That's That's not a bourbon bottle or a bourbon. That's scotch, bro. You think anybody's gonna notice? Nah, they're not gonna notice. The one idiot streaming and talking about National Bourbon Day. Who does notice? So clearly. That's so funny. Sophie, what up? First time chatter over on Twitch. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Can't wait for the Mattingly Trash Can LE release. Yeah, I can't either. Hope it's been blended with what do they blend with? They started up with like, I don't know, friggin' like, shoot, man. They used like kayak paddles or whatever. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. We're hanging out talking bourbon stuff. You a bourbon drinker? Anyway, head to nationalbourbonday.com to get duped into thinking that they're using pictures of bourbon. Also, that's St. Augustine? That's so funny. Oh, look, I've got one page up here. No, it still is like not giving you information on what the Bardstown Bourbon Company Bardstown Collection release is going to be. Glad to hear that. Sophie, what's your question? What's up? So it's a really big Bardstown Distillers back rub and circle jerk. It is. Also, upcoming in Lexington, 2024 Commonwealth Bash fundraiser for through the Lexington Bourbon Society. Our buddy Matt Preston was trying to mention it during the live show, and this did not. It made it onto the recording, but that all did not get out before everything was going to get released, of course. So here we are. This is us mentioning it now, unfortunately. But regardless, would you be down for a new logo or banner for your Twitch? I need some reviews for my website. No, I would not. I do all my logo and designing myself, unfortunately. Thank you for the offer, but I graciously decline. But that is very nice of you to offer. I'm a graphic designer by trade, and so I do all that on my own. But it is very nice of you to ask. What's going on? All right. That's all the information I had for National Bourbon Week next week. I think I got a couple more pours in me. Joseph Brazo, since you're in here, I figure I'll pour something that you sent to me. Speaking of Bardstown, have a little bit of Bardstown distilled bourbon. In the form of Heaven Hill, symbol of excellence, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. 90 proof, 3 years old. Would you say they haven't made this for 9 years? Oh. Something like that. Is your pick from Limestone finally ready, Chris? I was talking about that with somebody. I'm happy to hear it. I'm very excited to get a bottle of that. It's a wonderful, wonderful bottle. And Joe, I do still like this this bottle of Heaven Hill, the right amount. It was delivered finally last year after sitting at the distillery for 3 years due to shipping to Oz issues. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. But it was bottled, though, at least. So, 9 or 10 years. There we go. Killed about 5 bottles already ourselves and been introducing it to friends over here. There you go. Yeah, it's not maybe longer, 12 or 13. Dadgum. Again, a true Dusty, for sure. A very solid bottle. But one that I like just enough. Not too much. Not too little. Old Charter was 9 or 10. There we go. But a bottle I have to stop myself from drinking too much. Because I do, in fact, love it. It's my last one for the evening. I'm going to go ahead and get off here in just a moment. I believe. It's my holy grail of Dusties. Most special of all. The Maker's Mark, personally selected for gold wax bottle. Let me know what number you want, Perry, and I hopefully still have it. I will definitely let you know, man. At least a couple, I will say. This is a wonderful bottle. A huge, still one of my favorite surprises. Have to collect our Riffmas bottle from you that we have been told you have for us as well. I thought Brian still had it. Brennicky. We'll figure that out eventually as well. Oh, yes. Dusty. Dusty Maker's Mark. That is something special. That truly. Most of this year's bringovers will be Wild Turkey Rare Breed Uncut Unfiltered. I won't be upset about that. I will not be upset about that. And I won't be upset either about saying thank you all so much for watching tonight. I'm going to cut it just a little bit short this evening. I appreciate you guys. You've been wonderful. It's been a splendid evening. We will be back next week, though, for National Bourbon Week. On the eve of National Bourbon Day as well. We will see you real soon, though. Until next time, though, this is TIMBP Live, and I've been Perry. Bye.